have a big fry-up this morning to celebrate my new job. What do you say?
Yes, please.
Sounds good to me.
Andy?
I don't want out.
Why not?
I'm not hungry.
What's the matter with you?
Well, it's your fault.
Oh, you're not still mad because I got the job and Casey's dad didn't?
You broke his little heart.
Shut up.
He'll get something else.
Yeah, in Newcastle.
Look, Andy, I'm doing what's best for my family.
That's what he tried to do.
Well, that's how it is with interviews. Someone ends up disappointed.
Thanks to you, I'll never see her again. Tricia, if we're going to pay the rent, the trees have to go. It's as simple as that.
But I can make the money up in the pub, Marlon. I know I can.
What do you mean, when Richard Gere walks in and takes a fancy to you?
Do you know Roberts? Well, she went to bed with him, but I wouldn't.
I'm glad to hear it.
Do you know they reckon she gets $20 million a film?
Yeah, and you get 20 quid a week in tips if you're lucky.
Well, I ain't going to rely on luck no more, because I'm going to use this.
I hope you two called him sir this morning, now that he's management.
Well, we're not making a fuss about it.
Well, you should. I bet you were dead chuffed when he told you the news, weren't you?
We better get off.
Yeah, all right, son.
Hope it goes all right.
Thanks.
Thought you'd be sweeping up champagne corks. What's the matter?
Andy reckons that Katie's going to leave the area because I got the job and her dad didn't.
I see. It's the real thing, is it?
Oh, it's a teenage romance. I mean, if she does go, he'll forget about her in a few weeks.
Don't tell him that.
Nobody's forcing Brian to go to Newcastle. There must be other jobs around here.
Hey, it's not your problem. You've done nothing wrong.
Then why do I feel guilty?
It's the magic of parenthood.
Tell me about it.
Are you going to say goodbye and break your vow of silence?
What?
Well, you've not said a word to me since you got up.
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm disappointed. You know, I was really hoping you'd get that job.
I know, and I did my best.
Well, is Jack something better qualified than you or something?
No, it's just that he's lived round here all his life and I haven't. His face fits mine doesn't.
It's not fair.
I know.
So does that mean we're definitely moving to Newcastle?
I'm going to go down the job centre again this morning, give it one last try. But don't get your hopes up.
Why does that have to be your last try? I could keep looking for a few more weeks.
It won't keep the Newcastle job open for me indefinitely. If I don't give an answer soon, they'll offer it to somebody else.
I like it round here, Dad.
I know.
And what about all my mates?
You'll make new mates.
What about Mum?
What do you mean? You hardly ever go and see her. You're just looking for excuses now. It's not going to be easy for me either, you know. But we can make a go of it. I know we can. A year from now, we'll wonder what all the fuss was about.
I don't think so.
See you later, then.
You did tell Tricia what time we'd have to leave.
Yes.
If she doesn't come, we could always cancel the session.
She'll be here.
Of course she will.
What's the matter, Ashley? You're having second thoughts, are you?
I feel a little nervous, that's all.
Well, I don't see why. You've done loads of counselling. You know what's involved.
I think that's why I'm so worried.
What do you mean?
I might not like what you have to say.
Well, it works both ways. You might say all sorts of things about me that I don't want to hear.
Exactly. We could end up further apart.
You're not suggesting we back out, are you?
No. I suppose we've come this far.
We'll face it together. That'd be Trish. Now, don't worry.
I'm not working this morning, so I thought we could go into Otten with Belle. She needs a new pair of shoes.
I'm not bothered.
Oh, you'd rather sit there being miserable.
Sorry, love. Can't help it.
Let it go, Zach.
I can't. Not till I've got some answers.
Well, why don't you talk to your mother?
She's gonna lie to me, like she always has.
Look, if you're going to carry on thinking like that, you'll never find out what happened to your dad.
I know what happened.
You've got no proof.
He loved me, and he'd never have left me.
Zach, move on, please.
I can't. That's what I've always believed, and if I haven't got that, I've got nought.
What about Sam and me? What about Belle?
It's got nought to do with her.
Yes, it has. If you're not careful, she's gonna grow up without a dad, just like you.
What are you talking about, woman? I'm not going anywhere.
No, but you're that wrapped up in the past you hardly notice her. And she'll feel that. And she'll remember. So think on.
Oh, we're dead pleased when I heard you got a job.
It's quite a relief, to be honest. I don't like being idle.
Oof, well, I've never had choice.
Morning, Jack. You're nice and early.
Well, I'd quite like to get started.
Right, well, we'll have a wander around later, eh?
Well, is there anything I can be getting on with in the meantime?
No, just get settled into your office. Oh, we do need a gardener. Perhaps you could draw up an ad for the Courier?
Yeah, no problem. What's this?
It's the other applicants for your job. If there's anyone interested, keep them on file. Bin the rest.
Right, yeah, I think I'd like to keep Tootsie in overnight, if that's all right then, Mrs. Rowe.
Oh, you do whatever you think's best.
You say she's not been eating?
She's hardly touched a thing since my mother passed away.
I think it's quite common for pets to pine for their owners. With a bit of care and a bit of patience, they do generally come round.
Can I be absolutely honest with you, Mr. Kirk?
Yeah, please, yeah.
I live in a small flat with 2 cats. I've never wanted a dog. I'd never harm her, and I'll do my best, but my heart's not in it.
Have you thought about trying to find her a new owner?
Well, yes, I have, but she's not that young. No one seems to want her.
Dear me.
They've entrusted you with their precious daughter.
So?
The word scraping the barrel come to mind, but then I suppose it's none of my business.
No, it ain't. What do you want anyway?
I've some important matters to discuss with Reverend Thomas.
We'll have to leave a message.
It is private.
We won't be back for ages.
What's this?
It's private.
It's a map of the village. What are all these coloured squares?
Well, if you must know, it's my plan for the village in bloom.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
I'll have you know I'm very artistic.
I have heard the same said about chimpanzees.
Oh, well, go back to your cave and hang upside down.
I'm going nowhere. Reverend Thomas specifically asked me to organise this event, and I'm here to discuss the composition of the committee.
Well, I'm going to have to be on it, because it was my idea in the first place.
You'd be better off buying a colouring book.
Oh, we'll have to see what Ashley says, won't we?
Are you going to see to that child?
Yes!
Sure you won't come with us, Zach?
No, I have a few things to do. I'll see you later.
All right, then. Come on, Pet. I can do it. Oh, you can do it. That's very good, girl.
Fair warms me heart, that.
What does?
You staying in with your old mum instead of going shopping.
You're not the reason I'm stopping in.
You keep banging your head against a brick wall. You know what happens, don't you?
Oh, shut up.
You get yourself knocked out. Where's the sense in that?
If I want to advise, I'll look in the back of a matchbox.
You found out. If you keep digging to Kingdom Come, you'll still find out.
Maybe. Maybe not.
You're wrong, son. You always were wrong. Why can't you see that?
I didn't find my dad's body, but that changes now. Dead or alive makes no odds. I lost him. And the reason I lost him was you. And I'll never forgive you for that. Never!
Shall I make us a sandwich or do you want to go to the pub?
I think I'd rather stay here.
Do you want to get away from that terrible noise?
Oh, that's the reason why I want to stay here. Her name's Tootsie, and I thought we could bring her through here while we have a lunch.
What for?
She's just disturbing all the other animals and might settle her down.
You don't normally do that.
I know, but I feel sorry for her. She's old and nobody seems to want her, and we all know what that could mean.
Might upset Rolf.
So you don't want me to bring her through?
Quite the opposite.
You've been avoiding me all morning.
Do you blame me?
I feel just as bad about it as you do.
I doubt it, Andy.
It's not my fault my dad got the job.
He didn't fair. He didn't even apply like everybody else, did he?
Well, he knows the land, maybe that's why they've given it him.
No, he knows Chris Tate. That's why he got it.
But they've always hated each other. I don't even know why I wanted to work for him in the first place.
Like I'm supposed to believe that. Rob and me are going to the shop. Do you want to come? Get lost.
Katie.
What did I see?
Shut up.
Ooh, didn't expect to feel like this.
I'm absolutely drained.
Me too. It was worth it, though, don't you think?
Oh, thank goodness you're back.
I've told her you need a certain amount of intelligence to sit on a committee, and that rules her out.
Well, she's just jealous because I've already made a start.
She has daubed a few colours on a piece of paper, that's all.
What are you talking about?
The village in bloom. I've got a plan.
You said that I was in charge. Now we need to decide who's on the committee before we start planning anything.
Well, we need people who are keen to help, surely. I don't want to turn anyone away.
Well, in that case, we need a strong chairman to deal with the incompetent half-wits who'll volunteer. There'll be at least one.
Will I be bossed around by her?
You'll have to do it.
Me? I don't know Dahlia from a delphinium.
Discipline, Vicar. That's all we want from you.
Well,
You can't possibly do it, Ashley. You're far too busy.
I do have rather a lot on.
Oh, well, in that case...
Right. I'll do it.
You?
I'll encourage people to air their differences and resolve their conflict by being open and honest.
You what?
Well, if you'd been with me and Ashley this morning, Trish, you'd understand. Right, now if you don't mind, I'm going to see my daughter.
Experienced garden required for general upkeep of large estate to start immediately. Previous experience preferred. For further details, please. Well, that'll do for me. If you phone it through to the courier now, we could maybe appoint next week.
Well, we may be able to do it quicker than that.
How's that?
Oh, well, I was looking through these, like you said, and I wondered about him.
Brian Addyman. He was good.
Yeah, well, he trained in horticulture, worked as a nurseryman, built up his own business, then it went bust.
Yeah, I know. He told us all about that, but he applied to be manager. Why would he want to be a gardener?
Well, it depends how badly he needs a job. He might have family to think about.
I suppose so.
I mean, it might be that he wants to work in this area. Who knows? It's got to be worth a phone call.
All right, then. Go for it.
I think Bernice will make a smashing chairman.
She'll have to keep a firm grip on butterfly brain. I use the word brain loosely.
Don't be unkind, Edna. I'm sure we can harness Trish's enthusiasm to make a positive contribution.
The more the merrier, that's what I say.
But before we start talking numbers, we ought to decide where we're going to meet.
Here.
Good idea.
Oh, no.
Why not?
We don't want our discussions hampered by the influence of alcohol.
Well, you'll switch your orange juice then.
I agree with Edna. We can meet in my back room.
You'd never fit everyone in.
This is a village event. We should meet in the village hall.
I've checked. It's booked for the night of our meeting.
Here it is, then.
Correct.
Absolutely not.
I think you're making a fuss about nothing, Edna.
There you go. That'll be £2.20, please. Unless there's anything else I can get you. Tasty nibble, something juicy and tender. I'm here to serve you in any way I can.
I'll...
Well, what about your pint? What's up with him?
I think you scared him after death.
I'm only trying to make him feel welcome.
Oh, Tricia, you were flirting with him, so I'll give you a tip.
So, I thought blokes liked a friendly bit of banter.
He probably came in for a quiet pint, a sandwich and a friendly smile. Not that old chat-up line.
Don't be mad with me. I don't want you to go to Newcastle.
It's a bit late for that, isn't it?
We don't know who's going for definite, do we?
So that job at Home Farms is last chance of staying around him.
It's terrible, is this? I don't want to fall out with you.
It won't make any difference, Andy. It's going to be all over soon, isn't it?
It doesn't have to be. We can still see each other.
But you're going to drive up and see me at weekends, are you? Get real, Andy.
I was very impressed by the way you dealt with Edna and Tricia.
Stopped them in their tracks, didn't I?
You certainly did.
Well, you couldn't chair the committee. Edna would have been a disaster.
Village events can bring out the worst in everybody. It'll be like tiptoeing through a minefield.
Oh, what have I let myself in for?
Are you having second thoughts?
Well, I was feeling so pleased with myself after the counselling. It just sort of came out.
You don't have to do it. I'm sure we can find somebody else.
Oh, I don't know. Sally said we should keep ourselves busy, didn't she?
It's a big commitment.
Oh, what the heck. It's about time I started going out again and getting involved with things.
OK, but if it gets too much, just say the word.
Look, if I can cope with putting our marriage under the microscope, I can handle Edna and Tricia.
And Viv? Betty and Seth?
Bring 'em all on. What are you laughing at?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just feeling pleased. I thought this morning's session went very well.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
But it's only the beginning. It'll get a lot more uncomfortable.
I'm sure it will. But if we're open and honest...
And air our differences.
We can resolve our conflicts.
We can't use the B&B. It wouldn't be fair on the guests.
We'll have it here, Edna. Don't be so stubborn.
How many times it would not be appropriate?
Well, I've got an idea.
That'd be a first.
We could have it at your house, Ray.
What?
Which one? He's been buying up half the village.
You did say you wanted to get involved more, didn't you?
Well, yes, but
You've only been here 5 minutes.
So what?
Well, I must say, Mill Cottage would be ideal.
That's not the point. No offence, but you don't know this village, and it shouldn't be on the committee. It wouldn't be right.
I think we could do with a bit of fresh thinking.
Here, here.
Oh, go on, Ray. If only to get up her nose.
Well, what can I say? You'd all be very welcome.
Brilliant.
Well, she was pretty full on. The poor guy was really embarrassed.
You know what Trish is like? She probably got carried away.
I'd say she's desperate.
Why should she be desperate?
Well, maybe you two are having trouble paying your rent.
Did she say that?
No, she didn't, but I'm right, aren't I?
We'll manage.
Marlon, if you need an advance on your wages, you just have to say the word.
No thanks.
It's no trouble.
Look, so we'll manage, OK?
Well, thanks for coming in at such short notice.
I had nothing better to do today, did I?
You made a really good impression at your interview, you know.
Yeah, but not good enough.
Can I suggest that we put yesterday behind us and move on?
Yeah, I agree.
Now, you know why we've asked you to come.
I'm not sure I do, actually.
Well, didn't Jack tell you we need a gardener?
Well, why did you think I'd be interested?
You're here, aren't you?
I was curious.
Look, if you don't want it, just say the word, we'll get somebody else.
I don't know. Look, I've been a manager. I've run my own business.
Right, well, if you're not sure, I don't see there's any point in going on.
Just a minute, Charity. Look, I know what it's like to lose something you've spent years building up.
Is that right?
Everything you do afterwards is bound to seem like a compromise. And we've sprung this on you out of the blue. So why don't you go and have a look around? Think it over.
OK.
I don't think I can make up the rent through tips.
I never thought you could, and I don't want you having to grovel to customers.
Exactly been grovelling.
No. Louise, tell me what you've been up to.
I was just trying to be witty and charming. I didn't mean no harm.
From now on, just be yourself. We'll sell the trees, pay the rent, get back on track.
Oh, no, I ain't doing that.
We haven't got any choice.
Yes, we do. I've been thinking about it. I'll go and see Grandad and tell him we can't pay the full amount.
No.
We won't mind.
That's not the point. He's already done enough for us. What's he going to think if we can't make our first payment?
I will understand. Honest.
I still say we should find somewhere else.
Sounds like a very kind offer to me.
It is a matter of principle. We don't know anything about him. You agree with me, surely?
Well, actually, I find that air of mystery rather intriguing.
You fancy him?
Oh, for goodness sake, put your hormones away, woman.
All I'm saying is he's my kind of man. Charming, sophisticated.
Rich.
Like Mr. Hope?
Vive la difference, Emily.
He is a Johnny-come-lately who thinks he can buy his way into village life.
It's none of our business what he does with his money, surely.
Well said, Emily. And if we go round to his house, we can find out more about him, can't we?
You mean have a good nose round?
Definitely.
You disappoint me, Vivian Hope.
Oh, come on, Edna. You can find out a lot about a man from what's in his drawers.
It's a very impressive place. Well, then I knew that yesterday.
Well, what about the job? Are you interested?
Would I be working directly for you?
Yes.
Is that a problem?
It could have been you giving the orders. Right?
Right.
Well, what can I say? I'll try and be a reasonable boss.
You don't have to try and justify yourself to him, Jack.
Yeah, well, that's not the only reason I'm hesitating.
Money?
It's not great.
Well, I've had a word with Charity and we can make a cottage available.
What do you mean available?
Well, it goes with my job and I don't need it.
It's in village, it's low rent. Now, come on, yes or no?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, praise the Lord and pass the compost.
I'm sure you won't regret it.
Do you want to go out tonight?
No.
Come to my place then.
Leave us alone, Andy. Do you want me to have a word with her?
No, there's no point.
I can't believe
believe it's only tea time. I'm worn out.
That'll be the counselling. All that nervous tension.
Well, compared to Edna and Tricia, the counselling was a piece of cake.
Talking of which...
Oh, thank you.
We don't have to go anywhere tonight. We can just stay here and relax.
I like the sound of that.
Oh, but not the sound of that.
Nope. I'll go, Ashley. You stay and finish your tea.
You sure?
Positive.
Denise.
What?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just glad you want to go and see Gabrielle. And you're prepared to chair the committee. Glad you want to sit here tonight with me. Daft, aren't I?
Yes. Thank goodness.
Don't think you'll be home yet.
Oh, I'm going back to seeing it for a couple of hours.
How'd it go?
I think it went well.
Great. Is it OK if Lucy stays for tea?
Yeah, if it's all right with your mum.
Yeah, it's fine.
How about you, son? How was your day?
How do you think?
I'll get it.
Have you not spoken to Katie?
She didn't want to know.
Yeah.
Andy, you're not going to believe this.
What are you on about?
Well, that was my dad on my phone, and he's got a job.
The one in Newcastle?
No, here up at home farm.
I don't understand. I thought my dad got it.
No, it's a different one, like gardener or something.
So does that mean you can stay?
Oh, yeah.
Nice one!
Was that down to you?
Well, I have to appoint staff, yeah.
And you weren't biased or anything?
Of course not.